Hey guys, sorry. Sorry, I'm kind of getting over a little cough here. But there's been a development in the whole Kraut and Jeff Holiday and doxing server shit. And, pretty much, as you can see here, dramatic title, which, by the way, that's very fucking cute, Jeff. I mean, just completely ignore the fact that you lied to everybody. You know, just don't even fucking acknowledge that. You know, just be a little cunt about it. But, anyway, so Jeff here, he's made an apology video. Well, here's the first thing off the bat that kind of gets me about it. An hour and 38 seconds. Jeff, it's gonna take you 2 fucking episodes of Seinfeld plus change to apologize. Really, dude? Really? Another thing is, I didn't believe it until I saw it for myself. Comments are disabled for this video. Excuse me. Wow, Jeff, this isn't gonna be an hour and some change of pussyfooting around. Well, anyway, let's hit play and hear this guy out.
Okay. So, this is going to be a very rough video. I'm sure I should address the elephant in the room first thing. I am, in fact, smoking again. Probably going to chain smoke through this video as well. If some people don't want to call it drama, they want to call it as there is an issue, there is something shit that happened, and they're right. They're right, there is.
You damn straight they're right, dude. You are fucking damn skippy that they are right. Okay? Because this isn't drama. This is fucking with people's livelihood. You of all people should know what collecting other people's information can do. You should know the fucking repercussions behind that. And yet you didn't say a goddamn thing. As a matter of fact, you fucking encouraged it.
And I, unfortunately, was involved in it. So, what happened? This is basically going to come down to a tale of 2 servers. I'm going to try and give an overview of what happened. I'm going to go into the details, and then I'm going to tell you what I did wrong. And what I didn't do, because there's some wild rumors going around. Also, there's no noise gate, no audio filtering on this, too.
Really? Fucking wild rumors, that's what you're calling it? No, there is facts. There is shit that shows that you lie, that not only did you know about the whole doxing shit, you encouraged it, but not only that, you lied to your friends, and you lied to your fans. Okay? Don't fucking relegate this shit to just rumors. Don't you even fucking dare.
So, there might be some background sounds. I apologize, but let's get started. Fuck it. Let's go. A tale of 2 Discord servers. So, I've been friends with the YouTuber Kraut for a very long time. I consider him a very, very good friend. A very close friend. I'll put it that way. And I care about him a lot. A great deal. Now, if I seem nervous, it's because I am. No man likes to admit when he fucked up, or the circumstances of embarrassment and shame. So I apologize if I come off a little shaky.
Okay, I'll give you that bone because, I mean, yeah, nobody likes to admit when they're wrong, or that they fucked up, or that they did some really shady shit. Nobody likes to.
Kraut made really good content for a really long time, and because of circumstances that aren't really important, he got into basically a crusade against the alt-right. And I'm not a fan of the alt-right. I think that most of their positions are wrong, or at least I very much disagree with them. But his seemed to be a very fervent crusade because it didn't seem like anybody was countering them. With the skeptic community, as it were, running out of steam when it comes to anti-SJW content. People trying to figure out like where they're gonna go. Kraut had already split off and had been talking about like immigration, and he was getting tired of being called a Nazi all the fucking time because he's German. He's German. He does not. He's critical of immigration. People call him a Nazi. That pisses him off. Germans don't like to be called Nazis. They kind of have a.
Okay, so Kraut's a German. You're a two-faced cunt, and I'm the fucking walrus. Okay, here's the thing, Jeff. I'm a Southerner. Okay? I'm a Southerner. I don't like it when people call me racist or dredge up a bunch of fucking images of like a plantation owner cracking the whip to get his Negroes to pick cotton when it comes to me. I don't like that. Okay? However, I'm not gonna go out and start up a fucking crusade or try to dox people because you want to know something, and I think that everybody has learned this over the years. When it comes to the far left crowd, okay, it doesn't matter who the fuck you are, it doesn't matter what the fuck your beliefs are, you're going to be considered as a horrible person, you're going to be considered a racist, no matter what. You know, there is no reasonable excuse for what Kraut did. Okay, and I don't give a fuck how much garnish you want to put on it. He's a snake. He's a fucking slimy individual. Okay? And you are too.
Sensitive topic about that. It's not something that they like. So I'm not really sure when exactly he got me on board with this whole thing. Not really sure. But he did. And a lot of it is because he felt like nobody really had his back. He felt like nobody else in the community was making the same type of videos that he thought needed to be made, that they needed to counter these people. It was the right thing, the just thing, the righteous thing to do. But I got on board a little.
Okay, here's the thing about that, and sorry I'm pausing the video so much, but here's the thing about that, Jeff. Okay, once you get into this whole moral crusade shit, that's when your judgment gets clouded. Okay? That, and Sargon, V, there's a bunch of people who have made videos talking about the alt-right. You know, Kraut wasn't the only one. And if he thinks he's the only one, then he's a bigger dumb fuck than I was led to believe.
And I intended to do a series, because I didn't want to talk about race realism again. I really didn't. But I made a video with my intention that I was going to address race realism as objectively as I could from 3 different avenues. But I always felt exhausted by it, by the topic. It felt important, but it also didn't feel important. It didn't feel topical to the world. And aside from like a couple of videos here and there, mostly just like taking the piss, like my Mr. Wiggles video about Tara McCarthy, I mostly didn't really engage too terribly much, but I did shitpost a lot on Twitter, and talk some shit, and they talk shit back on me, and, you know, bants. But Kraut was determined to beat the race realists at their own game, and so he started a server. He called it the Task Force server. And what it was is him...
By the way, the Task Force server is like the gayest fucking name I have ever heard. Like, he's got this little fucking A-team ready to fucking go and take out the alt-right. You know, goddamn. Also, by the way, I'm sorry if the quality of Jeff's video is a little fucked. I put it in 144p because I don't really want any loading issues.
Trying to gather up a bunch of academics. A lot of this came about because his RK selection video really did not get responded to very well, through various different problems that were with the video. So he aggressively sought out academics.
No, he he got his shit pushed in on that video. You know, and he fucking he deserved it, because there was a lot of retarded shit that Kraut put out there as fact. You know?
That he could find that would be interested in helping him and educating him and providing a resource for people to be able to do, like, formulate counter arguments to these types of videos. And for a while, it seemed to be great. It seemed to be a good thing, a good resource. I myself, I never really used it. I never really talked in there. And despite the claims, and I'll get into the claims here in a second, I was not very active.
What claims? What claims? Jeff, you're sitting here like fucking Bill Clinton saying it depends on what your definition of is. Okay, dude, you were in that server. You were talking to a fucking New York Times journalist. And you knew goddamn well what was going on.
In it. I mean, I have fuck tons of Discord servers that I'm joined to. Well, not really anymore. I fucking jumped out of a bunch of them when this shit all went down. But the main time I ever used it was when Kraut would message me on Skype, and he said, I need to talk to you about something, and so I would hop over, and I would text chat with him a little bit, and then I would go back to whatever. And I think I got to talk with his geneticist friend in voice chat at one point, and he was a really interesting guy, and I actually would really like to keep talking to that guy, because he's brilliant fucking dude. But anyway, the main times that I used it was trying to ask questions about vaccines and, like, biochemical mechanisms, vaccines, and, like, how researchers would handle, like, this type of thing and that type of thing. And I got a couple of answers. Probably not as much as I could have just done Googling, but I also was asking questions that were not necessarily what the server was designed for. Need another cigarette. Anyway, at a certain point in time, I casually noticed, because again, this is like something that I would never even look at unless I'm bored. I'm clicking through Discord and I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder what's going on. Oh, okay, whatever, cool, fine. And I'd take a look at it. But at some point in time, I noticed that there was just this weird shift in the server. And it wasn't just academics anymore, but there was more YouTubers. There were people who didn't seem to be YouTubers and non-academics, but just people, and I didn't know who the fuck they were. And the conversations were getting a little bit less about academia. As well, trying to remember, because again, like, this is the thing that drives me crazy about this whole situation. This whole fucking situation is so irritating, because this is something that I paid, like, barely any fucking attention to. The vast majority...
Until a New York Times journalist came in, then you were in there with fucking bells and whistles on. Okay? I mean, fucking seriously, dude. Stop this whole backpedaling bullshit. Just stop trying to make yourself look innocent, because it's not going to work. It's just going to make you look a lot... It's going to make you look a lot more horrible than you already are.
Of his existence, up until, like, the last week to 3 days at most, this condensed little time is the only time I was ever really active on it, like, aggressively active on it. Fuck. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing I want to mention about the server. There was a list of people in the server, and these were people who were either race realists or had in some way had some sort of attachment or had arguments that related to race realism. And I know that some of them were empty. I don't know which ones.
There was also a lot of people in there who weren't ethno-nationalists or alt-right or whatever. You know. I mean, do you know that, Jeff? I doubt you know any fucking thing. You know, because of course you didn't do nothing. Nothing. Sorry, fuck, I'm kind of buzzed.
Specifically. And some had, like, it'd be like a YouTube video, or like a tweet, or like a summation of the arguments. And the other thing that they would do too on the server, and this is fascinating, this is actually interesting, and I think it was a great idea, honestly, I really do, is they would take what they saw as a race realism video, and they would do what they called research calls, and they would all get together, they'd all watch it, and they would basically go point by point and try and analyze it, figure out what the problems were with it, and what a good counter argument to it would be. Like, that sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. I never was in a research call. Ever. Period. I had never. But I thought the resources...
No, but you were in a fucking call when you decided to tell Sargon to fuck off, because Sargon was actually being a real friend and telling Kraut, look, don't fucking do this. Okay, once again, stop this whole backpedaling. I wasn't involved in it as much as people think that I was. Just stop that.
It's fascinating, and if I did choose to try and jump into this on the basis of science and academia, then that would be a great resource to have. Thought I should mention that. There's some concern that it was called targets. Kraut always named all of his servers with, like, German-sounding things, or, like, Actionist, Der Server, Der Bunker, whatever, that kind of stuff. Like, just, that's a style. Woz Lee actually has a great Der Server, Der Bunker, whatever, that kind of stuff. Like, just, that's a style. Woz Lee actually has a great video on this. He even mentions that he told Kraut that he probably should rename it, because that sounds a little bad. Targets sounds bad. And I understand.
Yeah, something sounding bad. That's really the major problem in this whole clusterfuck.
And I can relate. So fast forward a little bit, and we're just talking about this first server first. Fast forward a little bit to, and I guess, I don't even know what day it was. I'm just going to say this weekend is when the eruption happened. We'll call it the eruption. Although, you know what, maybe we should call it the reckoning. And I'll try and remember to, like, bring that up too. God, that was so fucking dumb. But
what about it was dumb? What about it was dumb? The fact that you got caught with the red-handed.
It was either like a week to 3 days prior to this. It was a very short amount of time. I got frantic messages on Skype from Kraut. I need to talk to you. I need to figure this thing out with you. I need your help. Please come in. And so I come in, and Kraut is inconsolable. He is emotional. He is very upset. And this happened several times in a row over the span of a few days, leading up to the reckoning. And during this time, and even I think my tweets from that time are still up there. I'm not really sure. I was sick as fuck, and I mean sick. Every goddamn play.
Sick. Did you get that from that bog hag of a friend of yours, Liz Reptile? I mean, really, dude. Come on.
In kindergarten, came home with my kid and got into me, and I felt like fucking ass. But I still, because Kraut is my friend, and he feels abandoned by everybody else, and he needs people that care about him there, I jumped in, and usually I would just be in the text chat, and I would offer up what advice I could, or I was talking with him on Skype, but for the most part, like, I just couldn't fucking handle it, because everything was erupting. Well, what was erupting? Kraut felt that Sargon was basically selling him out. He was convinced of it at one point. Sargon was going to sell him out. Sargon was going to side with the alt-right against Kraut. I don't know why this came about. I heard that there was there's something about Sargon talking to Kraut, and there's this fight in between the two of them, or maybe it was a disagreement. This is before Sargon made a video.
No, what happened was Kraut went to Sargon with the Coach Red Pill docs, and this is according to Kraut. But Kraut went to Sargon with the Red Pill, Coach Red Pill docs, and Sargon told him, "Look, stop it. This is wrong." And Kraut knew it was wrong, and so he comes to you. Which, by the way, you sounded like you had a clean bill of health in the recording, but he came to you asking for advice, and you basically said, fuck Sargon for saying that it's an SJW tactic to gather info on people, which it is, by the way, Jeff. But anyway, after that, you proceeded to egg Kraut on and what he was doing. You, Zeph, and whoever else was in that fucking little call. Yeah. So, once again, stop can't fucking talk right now. Stop backpedaling.
Basically saying he did not want anything to do with it, period, and he was making a public statement. But he's inconsolable. I gave my 2 cents rather abruptly, and that was pretty much it. Then the next big event that I can remember specifically was getting called in because Kraut got a chance to talk to a New York Times reporter. And she came in, and she could not figure out how to get the voice working. She couldn't hear anybody of us. We couldn't hear her when she was in the Discord. And so, like, there's a point of contention that somebody got really mad at me because I said nobody else got a chance to talk to her. That's what I mean. Nobody got a chance to voice talk to her. But Kraut basically asked everybody to write out basically a brief bio of who they were, and in case she wanted to talk to you, then she would know what you were and could tap you for understanding the situation. From what I gather of this, she was interested in the scientific race realism debate, and she wanted to find...
Okay, not to go all Coach Red Pill, and all that, but no, you know exactly why someone from the New York Times wanted to do a piece on people within the alternative media. You know exactly why. Okay? Because, for the past fucking year, ever since Trump, rightfully so, called out CNN for being fake news, the mainstream media has had a hard-on for flinging shit at alternative media. Okay, do not act like it was just on the alt-right. Do not.
A good counter-argument because she had found very, very few concise counters to race realism, and then she found Kraut, so she got a hold of Kraut. There has been wild speculation and conspiracy theories of they're colluding with the mainstream media, and
you were colluding with the mainstream media. You were. They're not conspiracy theories. Okay, fuck you, dude.
Although maybe I shouldn't brush that off so much though, because my last video that I made on my main channel, I got burned because I believed something that came out of mainstream media that turned out to be weirdly misreported. I still have to make a video about that and clarify what seems to be the current understanding of it. Jesus, I'm looking at my face right now and
you know what? Okay, this dude is going to do nothing but pussyfoot around the whole topic, so I'm gonna make a jump cut real quick, but I'm gonna try to find a spot in which he actually apologizes. So I just went through the whole video, and it's basically just him trying to downplay his involvement in this, and just doing a lot of fucking backpedaling and pussyfooting, which, by the way, Jeff, if you're watching this, You could have just made a fucking 6-minute video that said, yes, I was involved with this. Yes, I fucked up. I'm sorry, please forgive me. And once again, a lot of people, they wouldn't have, taken your apology. However, at the same time, a lot of people would have also, recognized the character that it takes for someone to do that. But, nah, you're just gonna continue to be a two-faced, smug, little fucking cunt. So, if you keep going down the road of doing that, I have but one suggestion to you. Take your ball, get off the internet, and crawl back under the fucking hot topic that you came from. Hey guys, Red Triangle here. Welcome to the end of the video. I'm glad you made it. Anyway, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and most importantly, comment below. Not because I want my stuff to hit the front page of YouTube, but because I genuinely have an interest in what people have to say. Thanks for watching, and peace.